Hello, this is Raziel Cohen with ndftraining.com, and today we're going to be talking about the silent load. Now what this drill is that dependent on the way you set up your home defense firearms, you might not keep them loaded. Now some people do, some people don't. That's each their own. I'm not going to make the decision for you of what you should be doing. For those who don't keep their firearms loaded, and you might get into a situation where you think someone's in the house, it might also be ideal not to let them know that you have a firearm. Now, there's going to be a lot of controversy to what I'm saying. Please understand that this is a short video, so I'm just trying to give like the bare minimum to just perform the drill. So yes, there's going to be a lot of conversation about what I'm referring to when I talk about that, but just bear with me. So now, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be talking about a way to load the firearm in a silent manner so that you have an advantage of you being able to have your firearm loaded and ready to go without the very aggressive sound of tapping and racking. Again, I know there's going to be controversy because some people have shotguns specifically for the racking noise. That's a whole discussion for itself, but we're just talking about the bare drill for you today, just to give you an idea of what we're talking about. So how the drill is performed is very simple. What you're going to do is you're going to have your empty firearm and you're going to have your loaded magazine. Now, again, the way that some people set their firearms up is that they have them in their firearms in their safe and they have their guns unloaded. So the way it's going to work is that you're going to take your magazine and load it into the gun without trying to make an aggressive racking sound. So what does that look like? So let's just do a basic demonstration of one versus the other. So right now I have one round in this magazine and I have nothing in the gun, and we're going to do a standard aggressive racking of the firearm. We know the magazine is in, we know the gun is chambered, we know that the bullet's seated properly and everything is working functionally. However, that's still very, very loud. So what's a different way that we're able to do the same thing without making that loud of a noise and still have the advantage of silence? So what we're going to do is every motion just slowly, and we're going to do it a little bit differently. So what we're going to do is we're going to compare the sound. I'm going to lock back the slide, insert a magazine, and then slowly bring the slide forward again. Now, what's the point of that? The point is that if you have a full magazine and it's up to capacity, if you insert it into the gun and you're pushing it against the slide, it's usually going to take more force, which might cause you to start whacking the gun to make sure that it's seated. Versus if the slide is locked back, it usually seats a lot better and could give you an advantage without making noise with the magazine seating. So I'm going to take the gun, I'm going to pull the slide back. It's now locked back. I'm going to take the magazine, insert it into the gun. I feel the click, so I know it's seated. I'm going to grab from over the gun and slowly start releasing until it goes forward. And you can do a simple press check to make sure. Now, some people are pro or against press checks, but in this situation, since we're not using the gun in the manual fashion that it's usually designed, it might be a good idea just to bring the slide back a little bit to ensure that a round was actually put into the chamber. Now, what I'm going to do is, without me talking, I'm going to re-perform the drill, and you're going to be able to hear the difference between the original way I did it versus this method. Now, you might have noticed that I used the gun and racked it from the front or the back. It doesn't really matter as long as you're making sure that you're doing it safely, obviously. And then also having your hand in the front is usually easier for me personally to be able to do a press check, but the point still stands. This is usually the way that it's recommended to do a silent presentation. Now, I know this drill is not as action-packed as a lot of the other drills that we usually put out, but I do feel like this is a very important drill to be able to understand the value of being able to do this. Again, there could be a whole discussion of why you might specifically want to do this or what the pros and cons are of each, but take this for a person who might think that it's valuable to them. If you're not sure and you want to ask, feel free to leave a comment down below, or you can reach out to us personally. We can discuss maybe if it is the right thing for you or not at all the right thing for you. Either way, I hope this drill is helpful, and I hope it's something that you can be able to practice. If you have any recommendations for a drill, feel free to leave them below. I'd love to be able to try them, and I'd love to be able to share them with the rest of the community. This is Raziel Cohen with ndftraining.com. Thank you for watching.